This is a very lovely motorhome, although it's not the one we'll be travelling in. We're in this one, a slightly smaller one, but still packed with everything we need. It has a double bed, a bathroom, a kitchen, and of course, plenty of red wine. Travelling through northern France, you cannot help but recognise many of the names on the road signs: Cambrai, Arras, Le Mans, Verdun, and so on. All are famous names from the First World War, and as you travel further, it is inevitable that you will see signs for military cemeteries. The country is littered with these cemeteries, some huge and impressive, and some small, but all quiet, silent, and filled with a sadness for a generation lost in the carnage of war. At each one we visited, there were many graves labelled simply "A Soldier of the Great War, known unto God." Soldiers whose remains were unrecognisable in death, their documents and serial numbers blown to pieces in one of the many artillery bombardments on the Western Front. The conflicts of the First and Second World Wars left their mark on the landscape in various ways, and even today, farmers in the Somme and other places continue to dig up artillery shells and other reminders of the past. All the cemeteries we stopped at were all picture perfect in their own way. The lawns were incredibly neat, the hedgerows immaculately trimmed. Sadness pervaded these sites like a scent coming over from the adjacent fields. Although there was a feeling of peace, of slowness, and a feeling that time has stopped here, or perhaps just slowed. That's not strange when you think that time must have speeded up during the action of the First and Second World Wars, so it seems only fair that nature must compensate, that time must slow later to make up for the fast and frantic earlier time. Later we went to the village of Ors to find the grave of Wilfred Owen, one of the outstanding poets of the First World War. He's buried in the local cemetery in the village of Ors, where there are a number of soldiers' graves. It was sad to see that he died on the 4th of November 1918, only a matter of days before the armistice. He was only 25 years old and, interestingly for me, was a member of the Manchester Regiment. Manchester, of course, being my hometown. We left Ors saddened by the events of 100 years ago. At one place, on the road to Soissons, we stopped by the road to find a huge sword standing in the rock, like a giant Excalibur. It stood there waiting to be pulled by some giant hand, bearing silent witness to a long ago battle from the Second World War. Another interesting place is Épelec in northern France. It's a vast concrete blockhouse where the Nazi regime launched their V weapons at the UK. First was the V1 Doodlebug, and then the first rocket missile, the V2. The place was rendered unusable by the efforts of the RAF bomber crews. All the places mentioned here had their moments in the spotlight of world history. They all lived through times of accelerated pace when time flowed swiftly. Perhaps it's their time now for a quieter pace, while time flows slowly. Go to my website for more information and more videos, and there you'll find a new blog post every Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time at stevehigginslive.com.